for black girl nerds.
Let me guess. You came here to be a movie star.
How did you know?
Takes one to know one. I was in pictures, silent films, good ones, too. But then came the talkies. I had one screen test, and they told me there wasn't a place in talkies for ethnics. A little Jewy was the word they used. I politely informed them the Jews built this town and was shown the door. Nobody thought a Jewish girl could be a movie star. Nobody thought they were pretty.
So thank you so much, all of you, for your time this morning. I enjoyed the series tremendously. And if are fans of all of you individually and all of the wonderful things you've done in the industry, starting with Patti.
Hi.
Avis is in kind of a precarious position as the wife of someone who is in such a powerful leadership position and then still struggling to find her voice despite having access to the things that she has, along with that position of the wife of the studio head. As someone who's been a performer for a long time and seen a lot of things, how was this experience for you reenacting, doing this role and presenting this point of view that we rarely get to see for women who've been in Hollywood for a long time?
Well, has anything really changed? It's slowly changing. It's slowly evolving. But and I think that this is revisionist Hollywood. So the fact that Ryan gave a woman at that time the power to the power is unheard of and fantastic. And her confusion, I think, would be part of her lack of assuming that power immediately. I think would be upbringing, would be how women at that time were told to behave, expected to behave, and who knows what would have happened if they didn't behave that way. Do you know what I mean? You can't necessarily embrace power. That isn't your position. And the fact that Avis does do that would be rare in that time period. And she would risk a whole lot. And obviously in the show she does. But going forward, she would risk a lot. And would she be able to hold on to the studio, knowing she had that power and knowing that she was going to risk making certain films that nobody else would make? I think it's a testament to Ryan that he would entrust a woman in that position.
Absolutely. And with Dylan, with your character Ernie has its own struggles in addition to what Avis is experiencing. He's long wanted to be in Hollywood, but had to take a detour to just survive.
Yes.
just to survive. And that happens to a lot of people who want to break out, who come in pursuit of the dream. How would you characterize Ernie? Would you say it's vice? Is it survival tactic? How would you describe him?
Yeah, I think for a lot of people who come to Hollywood, everyone wants to be a movie star. I say that in the show itself, I want to be a movie star too, to David's character. And I think that, I think everyone wants to be a movie star until they know exactly what it is. And I think that Ernie is no different than anybody else. And what I love about the story is that he finally gets to be in the movies after many, many years. So his dream does come true. And that's the great thing about Hollywood, right? Because it's all predicated on the boulevard of broken dreams. And every once in a while, dreams do come true. And I think that this show really encapsulates that in a beautiful way, because it's unexpected. It's unexpected that all these things would happen for women, for people of color, for marginalized people. And I think that's it's a beautiful story. And I think Ernie is part of that story in such a great way that, he is, like you said, he's forced to go into prostitution. And but the great thing about Ernie is that he's always optimistic. That was the great thing about playing him, was his optimism. He always found, the sunny side of the street, if you will.
We need that as much as possible, especially in such a competitive industry. And David, for your character, Jack Costello, he is the total opposite. He's a new kid. He's bright-eyed and he's bushy-tailed, and it's so new to him and it's so fresh, and he hasn't been tired out or run through by the industry yet. When you look at at Jack's character and the adversities, would you say it's more difficult? Was it more difficult then to try to make it? Is it more challenging now to find your foothold in Hollywood? How has the industry changed as a younger actor in the current era and portraying a younger actor from that era?
I have no idea. I mean, I have a very limited specific experience of how, you know, how I got where I am, but the other, you know, double-edged sword about the industry is that there are no wrong ways and no right ways to make your way. You know, there are as many different paths as there are actors or directors or writers, people, you know, making their way. I mean, yeah, I guess one thing that hopefully has changed is that people are more aware of all of the different ways that there are to make a career for yourself, to form relationships. I mean, I think one of the fun things about the show is that it shows the side of the story that no one thought was happening in 1947. I know that I certainly didn't think that any actors were making their way in 1947 by sleeping with powerful people out of a gas station. So that was a fun thing to learn about. And you know, there are certainly the parallels again today, but hopefully it's not this. It's not the same hidden behind a curtain. You know, lack of awareness of what's going on. I think that's the great thing about the show is the feeling of pulling back the curtain on this kind of the lecherous side, you know, the side that was not acceptable for the public viewing.
Absolutely.
And please also don't let David's looks fool you. He's also in his 40s, but he
I heard he was like 74s, but you look great, David. You look great.
Yeah.
Can I interject something here
Sure.
about, you know, because I'm on the downside of my career. And David,
no, you're not.
well, but you know, I mean, I've had, I mean, okay, so then maybe I'm there, but David is young, and David is faced with, I think, a different set of circumstances that I was, and Dylan perhaps was, where reality TV has taken the place of trained actors. And so actors, bona fide actors, are competing with personalities that have a large Twitter following. And they people with large Twitter following, whether they can act or not, are being cast over bona fide actors. And so I'm always, you know, upset with the fact that when actors are competing with personalities because they have a huge Instagram following or a huge Twitter following, and it unbalances the art, the craft of acting, and it is a craft, and it requires training. It requires sacrifice and training. And so I'm always on the side of the actor and not on the side of Twitter and Instagram. Wow. And that's the thing what young actors today are facing, that pressure to do something else. You know, you have to have that trick in your bag, not just juggling anymore. You have to figure out how to attract people on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and that kind of stuff in order to get hired.
Yeah, I totally agree. Thank you, Patti. I wish I had more time because I had some more questions, but thank you so much, all of you, for your performance.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you
so
much.
Thank you so much.
These fellas, they're not allowed to be who they really are. Think about it. You like women, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's say you're not allowed to like girls. You get caught kissing a girl in a bar. You're lucky if they throw you in jail because somebody could easily beat you to death instead. You're treated like an outlaw, and there's nothing you can do about it except hide. And then, here's a party where you're allowed to like a girl, kiss her, find a quiet corner to make love to her. You'd be at that party, Jack. I know you would. And these are the great artists of our time that make the world go around. And they got to spend their whole lives in hiding? Come on. That's not fair. So, we provide them a service. They kick back, be themselves for the night, and then you get paid $100 and go home. What's wrong with that? Huh? I'll see you Sunday. Don't be late.
Booties for black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.